Companionship. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's wrong. Sometimes it's it the sense that make us feel that we shall belong. Companionship, where the lies can come from the mouths of cunning lips. But for this, that's neither here or there, for I am bringing you on a journey that for now you may not have to pay a fare. For this journey shall not be one of cunning lips, but to be something that you consider a stunning trip. But now let's take it away to a world that's unlike ours. A world that the journey you bring along not only yourself, but the depths of both analog and digital, where even some missteps can be created by code to be what you consider your right or your left. But enough of me just talking and stalling. As you see, the world is rambling slowly. Let's bring this to another pace. Let's bring this to another place. I want y'all to imagine that you transported from the current space into a place that you might not even know. That you might not even know how it flows or how it moves. But if you're in Canada, one thing I can guarantee is that it barely gets cold. And maybe there might be not 25 centimeters, but maybe just 2 centimeters of snow. So you know, a place that's unlike something that you've been told. As the sound moves, what is your insides telling you? Do you feel like this is something that you can jam to, or something that you find a groove? Or are the elements just moving a tad too slow that you're wondering if this is something that you can continue to grow? Or are you like that bright orange that's coming in slowly and slowly as all of our auras begin to glow? But not everything in life is smooth. Not everything in life grooves. Sometimes we're just like these moving blocks. Moving blocks. Moving blocks that lift you beneath your soul. That's where sometimes you try to think you can grow, but instead you have to unlock the many aspects, because sometimes you're like the anchor of when you're on a shipping dock. But what if we just like these blocks just keep growing and glowing, keep glowing and flowing, keep thinking where even if our eyes blink, it's not that we miss the moment, but instead that we take account of all these elements. What if the inspect of the disrespect really is something that lets you be beyond your own tense, beyond your own sense, beyond what you consider to be your pretense? Because sometimes the presence of just being is all that we need to keep seeing, to keep believing. Sometimes that's all it takes. But sometimes, just like a cake, you gotta be careful of the ingredients you put in. Sometimes you might need extra flour or extra sugar to keep it sweet. Or sometimes you gotta keep all those carbs out to make it complete. And maybe sometimes you don't need to preheat the oven. Or sometimes, just like Thanksgiving turkey, sometimes you gotta add an extra stuffing. And before we're talking about RPGs, what colors do these remind you of? Are you a bard? Are you a witch? Do you cast spells? Or are you the one that heals others by using your vocals as internal bells? Are you the fighter that fights for the rights of your fellow companion? So if they slipped or if they trip, you can pick them up and it doesn't add anything else but just a little giggles and laughs as you continue on, because we all may slip, we all may fall. But even if we fall, we can stand tall. And I don't mean stand tall in the physical, but both the mental, emotional. So not even both. I meant 5 ways. But even as I talk, does it connect with your soul? Does these words have a companionship that enters into the next phase? I will let y'all think while you hear the sounds and the colors flow. as you see the blocks as they move and rotate. Ooh, that's too fast. Chaotic, but not too chaotic. Let's slow it down. Slow it down to the point that is just to the corner on the right. The corner, but is that what we want to see? Is it like Sunny D? Is this how we get our delight? Talking about vitamins as the sun rays touches us with its vitamin D, vitamin E. But what about the vitamins that we need to succeed? The ones that will make us feel like we're humanity. The ones that add extra soul, an extra role for this is not simplicity, it's really complexity. Like carbohydrates, you got your glucose and you got your fiber. What route are we trying to be? Are we trying to climb up that is sustained? Or are we just trying to go back just to say we did it for the claim? Leave y'all with a moment to think. Leave y'all for a moment to blink. For a moment to breathe. As you think, what do you smell at the moment? How dark or bright is the room you're imagining? Are your taste buds feeling something that's salty, something that's creamy? Or does it want something that's savory, something that's meaty? Or does it want something that's just straight from the earth? No GMOs, just clean old veggies that would have been from the town of the old. Errors, but are they intentional? Let's change the vibe, as life is not a consistent ride. Sometimes you think you know what you're hearing, but what you're hearing is really just part of the grind. A grind that tomorrow might not exist, because we cannot determine what's next in line. So shouldn't we just try to enjoy what we see in our time, what we see in our line, what we see as our companionship intertwines? I'm going to let y'all have a moment to think on these terms. Let you have a moment of think of these verbs. Because maybe even what you're thinking inside of you, you might consider absurd. But what's absurdity when we all know that everyone has a different way to observe? Time is closing to an end. Hopefully you enjoy this journey that we spend. I may be a new friend or I may be not. But this is not the end of our journey. It's just at the moment it has to come to an halt. Enjoy the sounds. Enjoy the rounds. Enjoy the next time that your inner companion that went on this journey has arrived in town.